shows the draft to completion process. To calculate the fabric needed for the skirt, divide the hip measurement by 7, multiply the result by 3.5, then again by 7. Finally, divide the answer by 36. For this project, we will be using approximately 3.5 to 4 yards of fabric. This is a 4-yard Ankara fabric folded in 4. The center front is here, and this is the center back. Measure 19 inches from the fully folded side for the side pieces of the skirt. The remaining 9.5 inches when folded also gives us close to 19 inches for the middle piece. The extension for the back can be 11 inch or as preferred. The skirt length is 40 inches. I'll make the back length 45 inches and the front 41 inches to create a 4-inch difference. Let's start by marking the waistline. Mark 4 inches. Subtract 1.5 inches if you add in a waistband. Mark 10 inches for the hip line and 19 inches for the half length. From the fold, mark 1 inch for zipper allowance. On the hip line, mark 4 inches and 3.5 inches on the half length. Extend the hip line to the zipper allowance. Add 1 inch above and below. At the waistline, eliminate the 1 inch zipper allowance. Then connect the hip to the half length, eliminating another 1 inch at the half length. Connect from the waist to the hip and then to the half length. From there, draw a line to the hem and to the back extension. Cut along these lines and notch the zipper allowance point on the back for easy identification. Open up the center piece and separate the back pieces. Now place the center front on the remaining folded fabric in the opposite direction. Mark the waistline, but this time subtract 4 inches at the center front. Mark your waist circumference divided by 4. Add 1.5 to 2 inches for seam allowance. Then add 1 inch for the zipper allowance removed earlier. At the hip, subtract 4 inches again and mark your hip measurement divided by 4 plus seam allowance. For the half length, subtract 3.5 inches and mark 1.5 inches less than the hip, adding your seam allowances also. Connect the point and extend to the hem. Cut along the inseam first, then the waistline and side shapes. Lift the center front slightly to notch the inseam at the waist for easier identification. Continue cutting to the hem. Here is a quick display of how the front pieces will come together. Since the side and inseam look similar, the notches are important for proper alignment. Place 2 side pieces together. Reduce the 4-inch extension to 2 inches. For the back side pieces, go up by 2 inches and curve the hem slightly to match up with the front sides. To sew the skirt, the center back has already been joined to one side of the back piece. Now place the right sides together of the other 2 back halves and sew by 0.5 inch all the way to the hem. Here are the back lining pieces already sewn. Place the matching fabric on each lining. Right sides together and sew the center back by 1 inch. Use a loose stitch up to the hip line, back stitch, and continue with a normal stitch. Stop a few inches before the hem. Open to the right side and you would notice the bum illusion effect. For the front, the center has been joined to one side. Place the other side front on the center, right sides together. Sew by 0.5 inch to the hem. Turn to the right side and bring in the already sewn lining. Position it properly, then go ahead to sew the sides. But first, let's finish the waist. I'm turning it with bias. The back waist is also turned with bias. Now to shape the sides, divide the waist circumference by 2 and distribute the remaining inches equally on both sides. Mark the hip and the half length lines. Divide the hip measurement by 2 and share the remaining inches. At the knee, subtract 3 inches from half the hip measurement and distribute the rest evenly. Connect all the points to create the shape. Flip the skirt to the other side and repeat the markings and adjustments. At the hem, notice that the back length is longer than the front. Trim off 0.5 inch at the joining point for a well-rounded hem. Sew the side seams from the waist, following the marked lines, and stop just before the hem. We are to fold the hem of the lining and the fabric before completing the stitch. Repeat the same process for the other side and turn the skirt inside out. Lastly, we are to insert the zipper. Once that's done, hem the skirt. Overlock the raw edges. Fold by 0.5 inch and sew. This 6-piece skirt is ready. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.